Welcome to the Monday Night Tease. My name is Lili VonSchtupp. This is my show.
Hi, my name is Lili VonSchtupp. I am the producer of the longest running burlesque show in LA, that is the Monday Night Tease. I am the founder and producer of the Hollywood Burlesque Festival. I've been a burlesque performer, a feminist, a woman since 1966. Welcome to my bedroom. So you may have seen my Barbie garden as we come in. A lot of people ask me, Lili, why do you plant Barbies? Well, strippers don't grow themselves. I have a little school. It's called Lili's School for Wayward Girls. I've been fortunate enough to learn burlesque from my legends. I've worked with Satan's Angel, I've worked with Dixie Evans, I've worked with Tora Santana, and to me, planting those women into the ground and giving them the water and the fertilizer and the knowledge that they need to grow to become great performers as well as great women inside and out is something that's really important to me. And I find by having that little garden out there, it kind of reminds people that we all come from the earth, we all started at the same place, and if we just nurture and grow, it's amazing what we can create.
Tonight, I present to you the Lilacs. I speak for the vaginas. For those of you who are not fans of Dr. Seuss, you're probably extremely confused right now.
Monday Night Tease was not my creation. I took it over for someone. It originally started in 2003 over at a little club called the Derby. You may have heard of that. It's fantastic. They had a beautiful oak bar in there, a wonderful little stage in the corner. And as a newbie, I would attend that show as well as others, and finally one day my boss, who was a radio personality at the time, said, hey, there's all this burlesque stuff going on, you collect that shit, go take some classes and we'll talk about it on air. And I was like, that sounds fantastic. So I started to go to more shows and I took some classes and I started performing, and the woman who eventually was running it left town with everybody's money. And another girl and I took over, and we started with this little show that was tips only, where sometimes there were more people on stage than there were in the audience, and grew it to one of the top shows in LA and the destination for performers from all around the world. It's been amazing. I've been able to work with my heroes. I've been able to pay people that I grew up watching on TV to perform. I've been able to start girls who basically had never thought they could do something like this, and they went on that stage and then went on to be title holders all over the world. It's a safe space in an unsafe art form, because burlesque, of course, you know, is rebellion. It's women owning their own body and saying, hey, look at me because I want to be seen, not look at me because I'm here for your gaze. So it's great to have this thriving community that has launched so many other shows in LA as well. I'm extremely proud of the work I've done there, and I'm extremely proud of the work that the women and men who have been on stage have done there as well.
Not only do we have burlesque tonight, but we have boylesque.
Men perform in burlesque. People always think burlesque is like this female thing and it's all girls taking their clothes off. Burlesque is comedy, variety. It's anything that's a little bit sexual and titillating. And yeah, we have guys that do it. We call it boylesque. I do burlesque because I don't know how not to do burlesque. And I'm going to cry now just saying that. You grow up thinking that life is going to be something, because it's the story that's told to you a million times over, that you get a job, you do this, you know. I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. I wanted to come out to LA, and my dad took me to the public library and dot matrix printed out the average pay of an actor. And it was $12,000. He said, "Do you think you're so special?" that you're going to be the one that doesn't make $12,000? Well, I can tell you, I don't make $12,000 a year doing burlesque. I don't. But it's the best money I've ever made in my life. I've done corporate radio. I've worked in corporate companies. I've been a real estate agent. I've been a nail technician, esthetician. I've owned a day spa. But doing burlesque is being on stage and being yourself. So when I do break down and cry, it's not tears of sadness that I'm broke or tears of sadness that I'm not leading the life I want. I'm sitting in bed right now in a $400 robe because I get to wear it on stage in front of a camera with a silly eye patch, a smile on my face, and joy in my heart. And that's worth the struggle of trying to keep a weekly show alive. That's worth the struggle of hearing my friends who come on stage and go, you know, I never thought after the cesarean I'd ever want to show my stomach in public again. Or my dad always told me that I was the ugliest shade of black ever and no one would ever want to marry me. But I get to stand on stage in front of the world half naked and they love me for it. You know, that's better than anything else in the world. That's why I get emotional about burlesque, because it treats women as though we have our own destiny, we have our own choices, we have our own decisions. It's amazing.
I was married twice. Divorced twice.
I've been married twice, and I joke on stage and I say that I'm a two-time loser.
What a surprise. I'm now in a bar having my friends take their clothes off while wearing a vagina with eyes. Things worked out well for me. My dad said, learn a skill. I did. Here I am.
The reality is I don't think of relationships as win and loss. I think of relationships as partnerships. And I think a lot of the reason that relationships don't work is that one partner gives more than the other. Whenever people ask me for relationship advice, I always say, love yourself and love your partner as much as you love yourself. Because most problems in relationship are never the toilet paper roll is over, the toilet paper roll is under. It's something else, and that's the thing that you get to argue about because it's so hard to deal with the real issues in a relationship. When I got divorced the second time, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, going from a closed relationship for 12 years, which was unheard of for me, to now being able to fuck anything I want in Hollywood. So I kind of did. And one day this clown showed up. I laughed. I thought he was really funny. I put my hand down his pants and I'm like, hey, you're next. And he just looked at me and he goes, can we have dinner first? And I started laughing. I mean, laughing. I was like, that's hysterical. A boy that wants to have dinner before we have sex. I think that's great. So we started dating. We fell in love. I mean, when I called his voicemail, it's like, you've reached funnyeddie.com, former Railing Brothers clown. My knees went weak. I grew up in Tampa, Florida. I grew up by Sarasota where Ringling headquarters were. I went to Ringling every year for my birthday. I mean, it was like, how did I get a clown? Are you fucking kidding me? And I can tell you, I have never loved anybody as much as I love Eddie. We have an open relationship. I don't talk about his life because that's his life, but we know that no matter what happens at the end of the day, we get to come home to each other, and that's the greatest thing on earth. Well, besides the circus.
Why does she only have one eye on stage?
I know you want to ask about the patch.
I recently had eye surgery. It was a very terrible accident in my bedroom and I detached my retina. Penises are really hard.
There's actually a performer that I admire so much. Miss Astrid is her name. She wears a black bob and an eye patch. She's a woman I look up to. And I recently had a problem. I was on stage and I couldn't introduce people. I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I'm dyslexic, which makes being an MC kind of fun sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But I was having these like weird, what's happening, I don't understand, I can't see, things aren't focusing. And by the end of the 3 days at the festival, I realized all this sight was gone. I came home and I was like, I'll go see the doctor on Friday, whatever. I finally have the ACA. You know, there's no pre-existing conditions that can keep me from getting insurance. So I had insurance and I was like, I'll go. It's going to be great, you know. And my friend who's a doctor kind of looked at me and said, you need to go to the emergency room right now. You either have a brain bleed or a detached retina. So after about, I don't know, 2 days of going to doctors and emergency rooms, they finally diagnosed it as a detached retina. If you don't know what that means, my retina actually started to come away from my eye. So all of the vision couldn't be processed. And I was going to lose my eyesight. So I had emergency surgery, spent 4 weeks face down on a bed for 22 hours a day, couldn't move because they put this little bubble in your eye to hold it in place. It's been challenging. The thing that's amazing about it, though, is as I was going into surgery, I looked at Eddie and I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this, you know? I'm going to have to cancel Monday night teas. I'm going to have to close it down. I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have about $1,000 in my little squirrel fund for in case a show goes bad so I can still pay the performers. And he held up his iPhone and he goes, you need to see this. My friend started a GoFundMe for me. I had $3,000 before I went into surgery. It was the most amazing thing ever. They raised $9,000 to keep Monday Night Teas alive and to keep me in a house so that I would be there on the other side to keep going. The social currency that you get through a community of arts is amazing. And the fact that community rallied around me and they laugh and they smile and they take the fact that I'm wearing this patch on stage because I really need to do it in order to get to the next gig. It's fucking amazing.
How many of you are here for the first time? Holy shit, I can use all the old material that I didn't want to use anymore because people had heard it all. That's a joke. Oh, this is going to be a long night. This is going to be a really long night. I think we're
Here's the thing that my friend Satan's Angel told me. She's a burlesque dancer that would twirl 5 tassels. She would say to me, the destination in the striptease is not important. Everybody's going to get naked. It's how and what you do before you get to that point that's important in the dance. And it's one of the things that, since I've had my knee literally go out on me on stage, I've had 2 surgeries for that. I've now had my eye pretty much almost give up. I'm 51 years old. I don't want to be 85 still stripping, but I think that there's a lot of things that I will be able to do that are burlesque adjacent. I can't look at what my destination's going to be. I'm working on a Las Vegas show right now. You know, I tried opening a venue in LA, but 11 million is really hard when you only have 2 million backing from people. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop. That doesn't mean that Monday Night Teas is the last show I'm ever going to produce. I never thought I'd produce a gallery show. I did. I never thought I would produce a burlesque festival. I've done it twice now. I'm in the middle of my 3rd one. You don't know what the end game is going to be. You could be hit by a bus tomorrow. But I do know that the journey to get where I'm going to get before I end up in the ground is really all that matters to me.
Thank you for spending your hard-earned dollars on live entertainment. Do me a favor, go out and spread love, not hate.